students, today we will start with one of our another chapter from class 8 in civics, that is our chapter number 4, understanding laws. Students, first of all we need to know what are laws. Laws are certain guidelines that are formulated by the government for the betterment, for the welfare of the people, of the citizen, so that citizens don't feel themselves being cheated or being violated in any of the way. And laws are for all the people or all the citizens. No citizen can deny to obey any law, to disobey any law, that he or she is not going to obey that law. All have to follow the laws. So let us start with our chapter, that is understanding law. Various laws are there, like one law is there regarding right to vote, which we have studied in our last chapter also, regarding universal adult franchise, or ban is there regarding the sale and purchase of human beings as property. Remember, we have studied about human trafficking, that law. So various laws are there. So we are going to study about it in this chapter. Student, one heading is there. Do law apply to all? Laws are there, but can we see or can we state this thing that laws are equally applicable to all the people? Now see students, if we take the example of a common man, if common man is approaching the banks for taking the loan, what happens? He or she is asked to complete or fulfill lots of formalities, and only after that, after granting certain security, he or she will be provided with the loan. On the other hand, if we talk about Vijay Mallya, all of you know about that case very well. What we have observed, he took loan from the bank, he did no payment to the bank, and now he is not there in India even. So can we say that law is applicable to all equally? No. Now an example is given here. If you see, what we can say, that in the eyes of constitution, in the eyes of law, all people are equal. No one can be discriminated on the basis of religion, caste, gender, etc. But on reality, what we observe, that sometimes the politicians, the authoritarians or the powerful men misuses their power and they broke the law. One action is also mentioned here that we will study here. Let's discuss that. What is said here? It is said there, from a common man or from a poor person to the President of India, all people must have to obey the laws created by the government or created by the constitution. If a poor person committed a crime and that same crime is committed by the President of India, then both will be given the same punishment. It is not like that President will be given no punishment because he is having a big power or he is enjoying higher authority. No, all are equal in the eyes of law. Now one example is given in your chapter. Now what is that? In that example it is shared that one of the son of a government official committed crime, and that government official know this thing very well that his son committed crime, but irrespective of knowing this thing, that government official helps his son in hiding away, so that he can be escaped or free from the imprisonment. So in that case, won't this be violation of the law? Do you think that the government official should do this thing, he should help his son in hiding? No. In that case, laws are not applicable everywhere. This I have already told you, that in the eyes of constitution, all people are equal. No citizen can be discriminated on the basis of caste, religion, gender, etc. From a poor person to the president of the country, all people are equal in the eyes of the law, and there should be certain strict provisions. Like I give you this example of a government official's son or Vijay Mallya, that no one should violate or no one can violate the law in any of the way, and no administrative authority or high authority or politicians can misuse their power. Now see students, Now we need to know from where this concept of law came into existence. Basically, this concept of law came into existence from colonial period only. From colonial period means from Britishers' time only. Britishers forcefully imposed various laws on Indians that Indian peoples have to follow. And if Indians were denying at that moment that they were not following these laws, we have already studied these things in history chapters also, in civics also, that if Indian disobeys these rules, then they will be given with the imprisonment, or they have to do fine, or they have to face severe conditions, worst conditions for themselves. Now see students, historians have disputed the claim on several grounds, two of which include, first, that colonial law was arbitrary. Arbitrary means once the law is made, no, Indians were not asked that you are happy with the law, you are going to follow this or not. That is forcefully imposed on them that you have to follow it anyhow. Second is that the Indian nationalists, these are the points that Indian people arose. Indian nationalism plays a prominent role in the development of legal sphere in British India. Our nationalists at that moment start fighting for this thing that when you are making law for people of our country, Indian people must be given equal consideration in formation of these laws so that Indian won't feel violated or cheated in any way. And thereafter, students, what happened? One example of the arbitrariness that I said you, forceful empress, you have to follow that rule anyhow, is given here, and that is regarding Sedition Act of 1870. Now what happens? The idea of the sedition was very broadly understood within this act. Any person protesting or criticizing the British government could be arrested without due trial. I said in arbitrary what happened? People are not asked for their consent. Once the law is imposed, they are said they have to follow that rule. One example is given here that regarding Sedition Act. Now what Sedition Act says? Indians have no right to criticize the British government. If the British government found any Indian criticizing the British government, that person at that moment would be arrested without giving any particular reason, because according to the Britishers, Indians were not allowed to raise their voice, were not allowed to criticize Britishers. So what is that? That is forceful implementation, that is under arbitration concept only. Thereafter, students, I already told you, from there only this thing came into our nationalist mind that after India becomes an independent nation, people are going to face this problem. So some provisions must be there in constitution, some laws must be there in constitution which safeguards, which protects the right of all the people, so that all people feels equal and no one got discriminated or cheated in any of the way. Now what will happen? That they began to use law to defend the legal rights of Indians. Indian judges also began to play a greater role in making decisions. Indian people want this thing that Indian judges will be given the right to make laws, so that laws would be in such a way that Indian could also get benefit from those laws. Now what happened? There were several ways in which Indian played a major role in the evolution of the role of law during the colonial period. Emergence of these laws, many Indians have played several roles in the formation of these laws, in the bringing, in the emergence, in the evolution of these laws. With the adoption of the constitution, this document served foundation on which our representatives making laws for the country, which states that whatever laws had been framed, they are needed to be followed by each and every citizen of the country, from a poor people to the president of the country. No individual is allowed to boycott these laws. No individual is allowed to disobey these laws. In certain cases where partial treatment is there, where people used to disobey these laws, we have studied some of the examples, and some we are going to study in this chapter ahead. Thereafter, students, our next topic is how do new laws come about? Students, do you remember in the last chapter when we were reading about parliament, I told you that no law can be formed until that bill is not passed in parliament. So law can be framed only when it is passed from the parliament. And who are sitting in parliament? Our representatives are sitting in parliament. So what does that mean? That means directly or indirectly, we, the people, the citizens are responsible for making laws through our representatives, which we choose through vote. So let's study, student. Now see, students, how people, I told you, people are responsible for making laws, how we are going to do this. Now see, student, one example is given here regarding domestic violence. Now what is domestic? Domestic means relating to home territory, or violence means discriminating with someone in various ways, not treating or not giving them same preference. Like if we talk about the case of women, one story is also given here. You can see two women are talking and both are reading some headlines in newspaper which states that there is one law which is regarding domestic violence law. So they were, after reading this headlines, they are discussing certain points, that how these women used to discuss these points in their offices. In this point they are saying that one woman is saying that my in-laws are forcing me to out of the house because they are asking for the dowry. One woman is saying, she is an old woman and she is saying that my daughter-in-law is not treating me properly and she is forcing me to get out of the house. And some women are there who are bitten badly, who were injured badly by their husband, and they faced such a scenario, such a situation that they cannot tell about these things to the outsider. They cannot go anywhere. They do not have any options regarding this. But after facing such an humiliation, what they decided? They decided to protest against it. You can see in this picture, all the women come together and they had public hearing in which they do the morcha, and they raise their voice that we are not having any power left with us, that we can face the problem of domestic violence. We are also human beings. We should also be given with the same rights that men are enjoying. It's not like that our husband are beating us for dowry, our in-laws are treating us badly, we are bitten, we are injured. That scenario should be not there. So these women just gather together and they demand for a particular law. So after this thing, when such type of scenario happen, what happen? Media or the journalists come first. They publish this news. Through media, through journalists, this thing come to the chief ministers or goes to the parliament, and thereafter, seeing all this scenario, particular law got passed. And after this scenario only, the Law of Domestic Violence Act got passed, which state that if any way the woman is ill-treated domestically in the home, then whoever is responsible for that, if the husband is ill-treating his wife, or you can say brother-in-law or their in-laws or anyone else, then that particular person will be imprisoned or will be given punishment by the law, because that is unethical, that is against the law. So this is how we, the people, are responsible for making the law. And who make laws? Parliament pass the bill, and then laws got framed through our representatives. Thereafter, students, one act you have also studied in class 7th, and that is regarding Property Act. Earlier what scenario was there, that only the male child have the right on the father's property, but the girls are not having any right on the father's property. Later on, in the same way, women come around and there was question regarding it. When one new law came into existence regarding property law, which states that both the son as well as the daughter have equal right on their father's property. So this is how various laws got formulated on the demand of the citizens, on the comfort level of the people, through their representatives which they choose by voting. What is domestic violence? That I already told you, students. And then one more thing is there, that is unpopular and controversial laws. Now what is unpopular and controversial laws? See students, there are certain laws which are beneficial for a particular community but which are not beneficial for a particular community. For example, one example is given here. The municipal corporation area. Those people, you see now that in municipal corporation area what happened, streeters or vendors, they used to provide various services. They used to sell fruits, they used to sell vegetables and some other things on that area. So particular community is saying that this is municipal community area, this area should be cleaned because this leads to traffic jam and we are facing problem. On the other hand, that other community is saying that we want this area because this area only is providing us livelihood. We are earning income by selling fruits, vegetables and other things. And if this area will be taken from us, how we are going to earn money? Our survival got difficult. So what will happen? In this situation there is contradiction. There is controversy between the two communities. So in such a case, what will happen? There is controversial situation, there is controversy of law and both the parties are doing their work. In any case, because of traffic jam, if any person faces problem, accident cases, then he feels that my right about violated, then he has the right that he can approach to the court and ask for the formation of law or ask for the compensation. On the other hand, as I already told you, vendors or brokers, if they feel that they are not given the right to provide services to the people, they can also approach to the court for compensation or for the amendments of law so that they can earn money by providing various services to people. So students, this is how that controversial laws also exist, which are beneficial for a particular community and non-beneficial for other community. Thereafter students, how the laws are framed, as I already told you, laws are framed with the help of peoples, with the help of citizens' consent only. And how we are doing that? We are doing that indirectly by choosing our representatives, because we are choosing our representatives by voting them. So laws are very important for any country, for any community, because there are certain guidelines, certain rules that are mentioned in the form of laws that each and every citizen have to follow. From the poor person to the president of India, no one can deny to obey those laws. And laws are framed for the betterment, for the welfare of the people only. And that's it about our chapter, students. Now let us discuss about the question answers of the chapter. Let's begin, students. Our first question is, write in your own words what you understand by the term rule of law. In your response, include a fictitious means which is not based on reality experience, which is based on your thinking, or a real example of the violation of the rule of law. Now let's see this. Law is a system of rules usually imposed through government or parliament or any institution, and is applied to govern a group of people or group of communities, say, or citizens of the country. It shapes politics, economics and society in various ways. Now see students, the most common example of the violation of the rule of law can be seen on the roads. Now how? Motorists and pedestrians do not follow the traffic rules. two-wheelers and the pedestrians who are wounded do not follow the traffic rules. Motorists do not adhere to speed limits, nor do they stop behind the line at traffic signals. Two-wheelers or motorists, they generally do not stop at the traffic signal. So if law is there, that when red light will be there, all individual needs to stop and they are not stopping. So what does that mean? That means there is clear violation of law. Pedestrians really use the zebra crossing and cross the road at will, causing harm not only to themselves but also to other road users. When this is the law, that pedestrian means those who are traveling barefoot through the road. When there is a clear rule or clear law that pedestrian needs to cross the road via zebra crossing, hardly any people used to follow zebra crossing. They used to cross the road by their own will. Now what will that leads to? That harms themselves, that leads to accidents of course and other people also. The next question is, state two reasons why historians refute the claim that British introduced the rule of law in India. Refute means to deny. Why Indians were denying the laws framed by the Britishers? Why they were not happy? Because they were forcefully implementing those laws on Indians. Now see here. This is because of arbitrary concept. I already told you arbitrary concept means forceful implication of the laws on people. They cannot say that we are not following this law. They have no right to criticize the British government. And that example is given here regarding Sedition Act of 1817, where I told you if any person or any individual during colonial rule found criticizing British government, then British can give punishment to them. They can be imprisoned without any reason. The next is, the Indian nationalists played a prominent role in the development of legal sphere in the British India. Thereafter, reread the storyboard and how a new law on domestic violence got passed. Describe in your own words the different ways in which women groups work to make this happen. As you have to do this in your own word, you are going to attempt this question in your own words only. What is the concept that I already explained you? That what are the various problems that their in-laws are troubling them. They were forced to do the work in continuity. No relaxation is for them. You have to mention what about their experiences and how they got this law, that is domestic law, got passed. The next is, write in your own words what do you understand by the following sentence own. Page number 44-45, one sentence is there, and that is, they also began fighting for gender equality and wanted to change the idea of law from a set of rules that they were forced to obey to law as including ideas of justice. Students, this concept I have already told you. If we talk about the concept of equality of gender, what does that mean? Male members were given preference, no preference were given to female. So they want, women basically want equal treatment for them. Certain laws are there which were forcefully imposed on them and they were forced to follow them. So they want clear relaxation from those laws. An idea of justice, I already told you that now they have no capacity with them that they can bear this violence, and so they were demanding the idea of justice, or they were demanding equality for them. You can write this answer in your own words. And that's it about our chapter, students. Rest other important questions like what is constitution, what is law, we have already discussed in the chapters. I hope you understood the concept well. Thank you, students.